Hey everybody, it's Melissa here with Communicate with Angels, and today I am joined by my colleague and a person who just happens to be my mother, Jan Burke, and we are going to share with you today about how to master the energy in your environment, how you can utilize tools available to you so that you can stay in the flow of energy that's coming at you from the environment rather than working against it. If you have ever felt like you're hitting your head against a brick wall and you don't know why, it could be that you weren't aware of how energy is impacting you from the environment. So you are energy, you have your own purpose and your own direction for why you're here, but we also work in harmony with the energies that's around planet Earth. And so it's really beneficial to understand how that energy in the environment works, to have tools to be able to navigate it, so that you can flow with the current of the stream, so to speak, rather than against it. It really can just help you to feel more harmony, more flow, more abundance in your life. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, I'd love Jan to introduce herself a little bit and share how has this tool that we call La Familia Nuestra helped you in your life?
Thank you, Melissa. Yes, well, I'm Jan Burke, and I've been working with this now. Commonly, we call them the calendars, the elephant calendars, for 30 years now. And what I find is that, if ever you sometimes wonder, how come I got things done so quickly today? And yet next week, it's like hitting a block everywhere I go. Things just don't work out. It all comes down to energy. The energies that come in each day, each week, that are different. And so what I've found is that, as Melissa said, my life just goes with more flow. And that feels really good.
Yeah. So there is a tool. The closest thing you can really compare it to is astrology, but I find that astrology can be very complicated. It's like you need somebody else to interpret it for you. And with just a little understanding, you can really work with this yourself. It's simple and easy to use. So there is a calendar that tells you what energy is coming each day so that you can navigate it. And I personally use this La Familia Nuestra calendar every morning. And how I utilize it is when I'm getting my keyword for the day from my angels, I also then look at what is the key energy for that day. We're going to share a little bit about what those energies are soon. And also the energy, the keyword for the month that is in the environment. And so I get 3 keywords. I have my own personal keyword from my angels, the keyword for the month from the calendar, and that energy that's present for that particular day. And so with those 3 keywords, I'm really preparing myself spiritually for what's going to occur each day. So these are the kind of things that you can do for yourself as a spiritual tool. This is not just, a calendar that you're going to put up on the wall to tell you what the day is. It is a spiritual tool that you can utilize, and there is so much depth to it. And really why I wanted Jan to join me today is because she actually, I think, utilizes it to even more depth, and I need to improve upon that myself because there is so much growth that you can get from this. So is there anything that you do each day to work with it, Jan, that you'd like to share?
Well, other than, as you said, looking at what is the energy for the day, and also what is the concept or the stick figure that's going to happen, and we'll talk a little bit about that, and how I can best plan my day. But not just that, but plan the week, the month, and so on. So just consciously. And what I'm finding, because I'm working with this now as my profession, so to speak, is that I'm much more aware ahead of time. Ah, yes, that's because this, and this, it's like really living it. And that has made a huge difference to my life.
Cool. So we're going to share with you a few things to help you get started with this. So the first thing that you kind of learn and experience through the La Familia Nuestra training is there's 7 energies that can come up on different days. And so for example, there's friendship energy, that's a real social energy, there's direction, and they'll just kind of weave in and out on different days. And it's every month is different. There's no kind of set pattern to it. It's like some people who are very tuned into spirit get this information ahead of time to tell us what energy we're working with each day. So I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like. This is an old calendar. I think it's from 2017. So please don't take it as relevant right now, but it's a great example of what this looks like. So on this particular month that was happening at that time, there was a lot of action energy. That's kind of unusual that there would be 8 days in a row of action energy, but man, we probably got a lot of stuff done that week.
we would have.
I know action is one of your favorites, Jan. Do you want to share about what that is and how people?
I'd love to because it is my favorite. So this energy is directed and moving. So any time that you feel like what you needed to do that day just happened, boom, 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 then it's probably because you're in action energy. But it's also time to be alert, because through action, this is where success comes in. So by being focused on your direction, you can move through the challenges or any pitfalls that might happen and accomplish tremendous success for fulfillment, as it says there, directed and moving. Time to be alert. Accomplishment with fulfillment. So those 8 days would have been very productive, and not just for Lisa and I because we know about it, but for everybody because we're all tuned into it. We're all sensitive.
Yeah. And so I find on action days, it's just like you've got this extra boost of energy from the environment to be able to like not get tired as easily almost. I find myself like cleaning out a closet on an action day, and you're just like, you're going, like the Energizer Bunny kind of a thing, or active things that you're involved in. You've sort of got this extra backing to really accomplish a lot in a short space of time. So people that are, like to be productive, they love action energy because it's like the environment is giving you an extra boost to support you in that,
That's right.
You just get a lot done on those days.
That's right. Recently, my husband and I were busy. We had to move out from where we were and then come back. And at the end of it, we said, well, thank goodness it was action energy because we did it with so much more ease.
Yeah. If you were moving house, you definitely want it to be action energy. That's a lot of work. Yeah. So I'm going to actually give family as an example. Interestingly, family is actually the slowest energy of the 7. And it's a day, so you can see the examples on here. It's feeling of kinship, people united, common goals for mankind. So it doesn't have to literally be your family blood relations. It could be, and it's amazing if it is, but it doesn't have to be. It could be people in your life who you feel like family. For me, because I live on the other side of the world of my family and my mum, I have, developed relationships and friendships that kind of fill that missing family feeling, my spiritual family, you might say. And so that's a really good day to, connect with loved ones, to do something that's more at a slower pace. Maybe you do go on a family picnic or with friends that day, or just enjoy fellowshipping and working at kind of that more relaxed pace. So I remember, it's not so much now, but when my son was a baby, and if it was a day where I was scheduled to take him to the babysitter so I could work, if it was family energy, I would find myself not wanting to take him to the babysitter. I'm like, oh, I just want to like hang out with my kid today, you know. So again, there's extra backing for those kind of things on that day.
Yeah, that's right. I remember I've been lucky this year in that my birthday fell in family energy, and we all went to a restaurant together. And you know, all things are good in my family, but that in that family energy, it was just so nice and relaxed, and the grandchildren were great, and you know, it was. I really did notice a big difference in the energy on that day, so it was nice.
Another one I can see on here on the 10th there is direction. And, you know, even you mentioned, even when people don't know about these energies, they will be responding to them. And so my boyfriend, who is not looking at this calendar at all, but he will start sending me text messages during the day about, hey, let's plan to do this thing, or hey, we could go on this trip. And if it's direction energy, I suddenly get like, you know, these ideas for planning things, and other people are kind of in that mode. It's that time to focus on where you're going and time to sense ahead. So we're being affected by these energies anyway, and we want to really utilize it in a positive way, right? Sometimes we don't have a choice. Something is scheduled and you're doing it on that day. But sometimes we do have the opportunity to plan accordingly and say, hey, if I'm going to do a party, I think I'm going to do it on the weekend where it's friendship energy or family energy and those kind of things. So you can really start to be more in the flow. So the other thing that's on the calendars is the stick figures. So do you want to share about those briefly, Jan, how they work for people?
Yeah, stick figures, they've been given names, and that's just so that we can identify them more easily. So these are concepts or emotions that we feel at this time stronger. And these concepts or emotions can be positive or negative. So for example, the Marjorie there, Marjorie is, in the positive way, is I enjoy success. But in a not so good way, perhaps a little bit negative, it can be like you get a bit caught up in prestige or a little bit possessive. Can cover up her anger and frustration, and also a feeling of I need to be respected here, you know, that kind of feeling. And who do you think you are? Now, I'm sure we've all experienced people or reactions around this kind of concept. Also, the idea that how much you've hurt the family is like, oh, you know, the poor little me a little bit. Don't just do as I say, and don't talk. Just do as I say, and don't talk back to me. So these are the emotional responses that come into planet Earth. And this calendar, we've got it on it came in on the 19th. It was strongest on the 20th, and then started to fade on the 21st. So within that orientation energy, you had the concept or emotion of Marjorie. And this is like we're saying to, or helping people to understand that this is how it's going to be. And because I know about it, because I've regrouped it in the morning, I'm ready for it. I can accept it. I can be more patient with what's going on around me, with myself, because, you know, we have these tendencies ourselves, or other people, those around us.
Yeah, so the stick figures can be a little tricky to understand at first, but if you think about it, is that we just have these tendencies, right? And if there's an energy in the environment, it's gonna give me a tendency maybe to be frustrated or to be on my high horse, and people around us have these tendencies too, and it's just going to be a bit stronger on those days with the stick figures. So this is actually an area that I find can be most helpful in keeping your energy cleansed and calm and relaxed. Being forewarned is forearmed, kind of a thing. And the founder, Francisco Cole, I know one of his big motivations for channeling this information and providing it to people was so that we didn't have to get caught by outside pressure so much while we're here on planet Earth. You know, a lot of people watching this video, you guys are sensitive, right? When empath, you want to call it that, you pick up on things that aren't really yours. And sometimes that can be hard to shake off. And those stick figure energies, when you learn about them, and you'll have a key to refer to, so you don't need to remember this stuff off by heart. It really helps you to know, okay, I can stay in my own energy and stay relaxed and clear and keep on your path, right? We don't need to be thrown off so much by just stuff out there. And there's, you know, even more during all the crazy times we've been having these last couple of years, it's so important to have a solid foundation of being relaxed and cool, calm, and collected.
Definitely.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I wanted to have Jan share about this is because she is very passionate about this area of spiritual growth, and she's part of developing a workshop so that you can go much deeper into what we've shared about today and learn about all those 7 energies, the color bands you saw, deeper into, well, it's just going to be focusing on the color bands first, right? I better let you share because I don't want to say the wrong thing. So
Yeah,
tell us about
the
workshop and what people will experience.
Right. So it's going to be a 3-hour workshop, and we're going to look at all the 7 energies in more detail. And then we'll look at all the concepts. Now, there are 20 of them, so there are quite a few. And again, in more detail. So there'll be a lot to absorb, but you don't have to take it all in, because as Melissa said, if you were to purchase the calendars, you also get some information about each of the stick figures as well. But also to just give you a little practical session or a practical idea how you can use it every day. And you know, to me it's priceless. You know, it's huge. And because I'm working with this now all across the globe, actually, it's changing people's lives. So, you know, I feel quite honored to be part of it, honestly.
Yeah, so in that 3-hour workshop, it's going to be happening on Friday, 27th of August, 7 p.m. USA Eastern time. So convert that to your time zone. The investment is $45 for that 3-hour workshop. I think that is an amazing value. And really to be able to dive deeper into understanding what are these energies, how can you utilize it, and really, you know, integrate this into your life so you can be in more flow, more harmony. The new spiritual year actually begins on September 1st. So most of us think of the new year as January 1st, but the spiritual year starts September 1st. And I always feel this. I used to put it up to, you know, here in the United States, school kind of starts around September, and there was just this feeling of wrapping things up for the summer in August. But then I realized there was a deeper meaning to that. It wasn't just about kids going back to school. It's actually this spiritual new year. And so if you are interested in investing in this La Familia Nuestra calendar, that's going to come available for the coming year, so to speak, September 1st, 2021. So some of you I know have invested in it before and gotten a lot of value in it. So please comment below how it's helped you, or, you know, share that with others. And you can purchase the calendar if that's something that resonates with you at wayshowerscollege.com/LFN. So that's just LFN for La Familia Nuestra. And there's different levels. So if you just want to work with the 7 energies, first of all, you can go with level 1. If you want to work with the energies and the stick figure concepts, it's level 2. And then level 3 actually has both of those and more additional symbols for you to go even deeper. Okay, so if you know how to ask your guidance, check with your guidance, or just use your own intuition about which level you want to go ahead and invest in, which would help you the most. And when you purchase, you can choose the person who told you about the calendar. So if you've been in my community, just put my name. If you heard about it from Jan or somebody else, put that person's name as the referrer, and we will be very grateful to you for that. And if you're interested in the workshop, it's coming up really soon. So check the link below to sign up for that. We are going to record it. So if you can't make it live or you have to leave early or something, you will get the recording as well. So anything else you want to share to finish up, Jan?
Yeah, just that talking about the new spiritual year. For me, because I'm in the Southern Hemisphere, September is, the 1st of September is the first day of spring. So that always felt like, oh yeah, new spiritual year, new beginning, spring is here, summer's on its way. So for me, it always just felt natural, because I could never get used to children starting school in September. But yeah, for me, it's ideal.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so much more depth we could share with you, but we're going to end it here. But there's a theme for the year you can learn about. There's themes for each month to work with. It's such an amazing regrouping tool. So if you have questions about this, post them below this video or email me at support@communicatewithangels.com. And I hope that many of you, most of you, will go along to that workshop, a small investment for really amazing value that you can integrate into your spiritual life. All right, Jan, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. I'm excited.
Yes, you guys are going to have fun. All right.
Yeah,
Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.